My coverage of Computex 2018 is brought to you by Gigabyte, Cooler Master, Team Group, and Thermaltake. Okay guys, I'm at Deepcool. They have a few new cases right here on the Deepcool side, and then we're going to take a look at some all-in-one liquid coolers over on the Gamerstorm side. So let's start with the cases behind me. And I'm going to start by telling you their prices. 40 bucks, 60 bucks, 90 bucks. Now, one thing I should point out right up front is that none of these cases are going to ship with fans. So you get to choose your own fans and put them in. But 40 bucks and tempered glass on two side panels. So let's take a closer look. So starting with the Matrexx 55, $40 case, and tempered glass on both the front piece right here as well as the side panel right here. Deepcool's keeping things pretty basic with the design of these cases, albeit $40. I'm going to keep pointing that out. So the tempered glass mounts just with the 4 screws on the 4 corners like you have seen some early tempered glass versions, so you can pop that off. Not the simplest way to put it on and off, but it holds it securely and it is rubberized on there. Internally, it's pretty open, so you're not going to have like a power supply shroud down at the bottom. It's pretty open in the front too. That does allow them to support up to eATX motherboard sizes, so you can put a pretty large motherboard in here. Down at the bottom there is a hard drive cage to fit a couple 3.5-inch hard drives. Power supplies at the back like on most cases of this design. For I/O, up in the front you got a USB 3.0, a couple USB 2.0s, mic and headphone jack, power and reset. Other than that though, pretty standard case design, and it does look like there's a decent amount of space behind the motherboard tray as well. No grommets or anything like that, but again, a $40 case, so really the selling points here are going to be your tempered glass as well as, of course, plenty of radiator support. In fact, up to 360mm radiator support in the front, up to 280mm radiator on the top, as well as possibly 120 at the back if you want to do that. You've also got magnetic dust filter, so you can remove that like that and clean it. Pretty much all the basic functions you'd want in a case for 40 bucks with tempered glass. Just bring your own fans. Next is the Matrexx 70, similar design to the 55, but we have added an RGB accent strip down the front. That does come with the case, but again, the fans do not. And it also has an RGB controller that's integrated there, and they've also added 3 buttons on the top. So if you're not connecting to the motherboard for the RGB, you can connect it to the controller, and you can cycle through some various RGB effects with that. For I/O here, you have a single USB 3.0 and a single USB 2.0, so not the most expansion, but you do get the basics taken care of. And then you get a little bit more radiator support here, 360 in the front, 360 in the top, and again, 120 in the back possibly. And finally, the Matrexx 75. This one's going to cost you 90 bucks, but you do get some upgrades over the other versions. First off, you get the option of a mesh front panel, and you can swap those out pretty easily actually, so pop one off and pop the other one on, depending whether you want it to look pretty with the tempered glass or have a bit of dust filtration as well as a little bit more airflow. This one also maintains that RGB strip down the front just like the 70 over there, and then you get a bit better I/O here. You actually get 4 USB 3.0 ports with 2 headers internally in the case, so you can connect those up to your motherboard. Again, eATX support. And then this one actually looks like it might be a little bit better suited for water cooling. You get a couple SSD trays actually up here in the top right, and then there's a bit of a rail panel below that, so potential mounting location for a pump or a reservoir or something along those lines. You also have these removable panels at the top, so you can remove those if you want to let air out or keep them on if you want to keep noise in. Speaking of the top, 360 rad support here, 360 rad support in the front, and then again, of course, potential 120 at the back if you want to do that. Also worth pointing out that this one, they have actually added some rubber grommets for the cable management pass-through holes, so it's going to keep things a lot more clean when it comes to routing your cables. And also, all of your internal cabling here is all black, so you're not going to have any ugly ketchup and mustard, even on the HD audio. Even the HD audio is all black cabling. The current tempered glass piece for the side panel here is actually a temporary situation. They said when they actually bring this to market, it's going to have a hinge at the back, and it will swing out. I'm sort of imitating how that will work right now. You guys get the idea, right? So those are the new Matrexx cases from Deepcool. Again, 40 bucks, 60 bucks, 90 bucks, and they're expecting these to be out in September 2018. And now over here on the Gamerstorm side, Gamerstorm is Deepcool's gaming-oriented sub-brand. So they have a couple new all-in-one liquid coolers. This is the Castle RGB series, and the claim to fame for these is that they feature Threadripper support. So they've made the copper contact plate on the bottom larger for Threadripper support, and they're also going to include the hardware for Threadripper mounting in the box. These are also compatible with mainstream AMD and Intel platforms, as well as Intel high-end platform as well. So just about any modern CPU can be cooled with this cooler, and it's also got a new design. So you might be familiar with the little tube-through design that they've been doing with their Captain over here for a while. For the Castle, they've integrated the pump down at the bottom, and they also have a little viewing window with a circular addressable RGB glow with the Gamerstorm logo right in the middle, and it's a pretty cool effect, I think. These are a bit taller, so they do stand out a little bit more from the CPU, but they're available in 280 as well as 240 versions. These are aluminum radiators, and they're going to be available in July 2018 for a cost of $110 for the 240 and $130 for the 280. And finally, here's the Captain 240 Pro addressable RGB LED fans. This is a 280mm radiator. They've also updated the addressable RGB LEDs. It's on the pump. Again, this is a similar pump design that you've seen from Gamerstorm before with their Captain series. The difference here is the radiator has actually been updated. It has a pressure release point right up here. So in order to extend the lifespan of your all-in-one liquid cooler, as temperatures go up and down, pressure might mount up within the loop. This will release that, and according to Deepcool, will make your all-in-one liquid cooler last longer. So that's the Captain 240 Pro, available in August 2018 for $120. But guys, that's been the Deepcool and Gamerstorm booth here at Computex 2018. I want to, of course, say a big thank you to my sponsors for this event, Gigabyte, Cooler Master, Thermaltake, and Team Group. Thanks again for watching. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to see more coverage from Computex 2018.